Hey, Xmaster 2012 here today. I haven't made a video in a while. Kind of been too lazy. Had to make my pass-through on my phone since my camera broke. My video camera broke. But lately, there's been a lot of people I've seen on YouTube and the internet. The D1 drifter trike has been very popular. So today, I'm going to try to show you, give you some tips on how to build your own custom slider. So there's two easy ways to do it, I guess. You can either start from scratch and build your complete own frame. If you can weld, that's about it. Either way, you're going to have to weld. Or you can take a bike frame. This is some cheap little Next 16-inch bike frame. And as you can see, pretty much everything's gone. This is just the frame. What you will need is the handlebars and the complete headset. But as you can see, taking the ones that were on here off to put on my screen machine because I broke the original handlebars. I'll show you that in a little bit. But basically what you're going to want to do is cut up here, here, and here. And then so you'll only have your main tube and then this. You're going to want to take your cranks out because they'll pretty much just be in the way. And then back here, you can kind of do a few things. You can either just cut these off square right here and weld a new piece, or just kind of leave them and make your own attachment or whatever. But basically, you're going to need a bar to go widthwise that you're obviously going to mount your wheels to. And then another thing with this is you've already got these two nice sturdy bars right here, something you can help mount your seat to. You can drill a few holes, like 3 holes throughout, to give you a little bit of leniency to move it forwards or backwards. One thing you can do, I saw somebody else online do, was they took one of the plastic yard chairs and pretty much just cut all 4 legs off and used that to mount it. And seems like a good idea. I don't know if I just trust the plastic, but it's got the armrests so that you don't slide out very easy. Seems like it'd be decently comfortable. The one problem with this is that you are not going to be able to pedal. You can just put like some pegs on the front end so you have somewhere to put your feet. Another thing is, I've got an old bike. This is a 20-inch frame. Obviously a mountain bike. No, this isn't the whole frame. Hope somebody doesn't ask for that. But I've started taking this apart. I took off the rear swing arm, front wheel. Got that stuff over here. I was going to try to incorporate the swing arm just as something a little bit different, but couldn't figure out how to. So if you've got a bike like this, one thing I'm going to try is cutting again through here and here so that you've just got this bottom tube and welding right here, welding your cross tube, either putting it through there or what. I've had some problems getting these cranks off. They don't really want to come out. I don't have a puller of any type with me. Also, then you can either put some smaller front forks on, or this has suspension, so you can try to push the front shocks up through more, but you don't have a lot of room because if it actually has suspension, you can only go down so far. But then the problem with that is, by the time you get a wheel on this, even a 16-inch wheel, it'll probably be about that. It'll be pretty oddly shaped. So don't know how well that's going to work. But yeah, I used to have a screen machine, actually, until I broke the handlebars. I was sliding one day and all of a sudden the steering went limp. There's that part. Got the actual wheel over here. And if you look down inside there, there's that nut and washer system. I've been saving these, trying to salvage them. I think I might be able to tap that out, or once I can weld, maybe weld a nut down in there, something like that, bigger nut, get that out, or knock it down in there farther, I don't know. But you don't have a lot of choices as far as front wheels if you're going to pedal. you can either try to use the Scream Machine wheel. These are 16 inches. If you can manage to get a Huffy slider wheel, those would be good. Those are metal, have 20-inch rims, or basically your only other option is a unicycle wheel. Both of those are going to be kind of hard to mount. With the Scream Machine, there are 2 nuts, 2 screws on each side that you take out. The problem I know with a unicycle wheel is that it won't have free spin. So you can pedal forwards, yes, but that's it. You aren't going to be able to pedal backwards. You aren't going to be able to just let it coast like you can with here. The wheel will roll forward without the cranks moving. Another thing to show you here, I was probably over the weight limit for this thing. It was meant for like 5-year-olds. And as you can see, this third post is actually bent forward. I don't know if you can really see that or not, but it's a little bit better. It's actually bent forward. So like I said, I'm trying to salvage these. These are decent cranks for decent front end for a slider. So I hope this has helped you, and good luck with all your sliding adventures. One last thing, another thing you can do is for parts. I know a lot of people have been looking for parts. As far as wheels, you can get Green Machine wheels. They're actually plastic slider wheels. They've stopped making pretty much all the other things, such as Huffy sliders and Razor Scream Machines. So you can't really get plastic wheels anymore unless you look on eBay. But some guy wanted $20 for a set, or sorry, $60 for a set of just hollow plastic wheels. You can go to littletikes.com, and I believe it's the Explorer wagon. They've got probably some 9 or 10-inch hollow plastic wheels that actually are pretty cheap. The way I read it online was they were about $3 a wheel. They've got some little hubcaps on there to make it look kind of cool. Last thing is you can use a set of wheels for a lawnmower, a riding lawnmower deck. And I've heard, I haven't tried those yet, but I've heard they're great. They last long, they're relatively cheap, but they're still nice and sturdy. And then the last thing is, if anybody has a mountain board, you can take the wheels off, tire and all, and then what you do is you deflate the tire, and you, hopefully if you have an 8-inch wheel, hopefully get about an 8.5 to 9-inch piece of PVC, and then you can inflate the wheel. So you can stick the wheel and tire inside the PVC and inflate it so it grows around it. I saw another guy on YouTube that did that. It looked pretty good. I don't know how it worked over the long haul, but so those are some tips. I hope they get you started and hope they help. Thanks. Please subscribe.